Breaking news coming in this hour, a naval officer has been killed on board a brand new destroyer named Kolkata. The vessel was scheduled to enter service with Indian Navy this month. The officer of a commander rank has been killed in the incident that involved the emergency response system on board. A board of inquiry has been set up to probe what exactly went wrong. The death of the officer has been confirmed by dock officials. The officer was killed because of possible malfunctioning of the firefighting system in the engine room of the destroyer. There's a statement that's also coming in from Mazgaon Docks Limited. The statement says Yacht 701 being built by MDL while undergoing machinery trials in MBPT had a malfunction in its carbon dioxide unit leading to gas leakage. One naval officer and some MDL personnel were affected and have been hospitalized. But now Headlines Today has learned that the naval officer has died in that accident. Another shocker coming in from the Indian Navy. Another piece of unfortunate news coming barely weeks after the accident on board the INS Sindhuratna. We've now learned that another naval officer has died on board a brand new destroyer. Vikas Mishra is joining us on the phone line. Vikas, what kind of vessel are we talking about here? It was yet to be inducted officially into the Indian Navy. Trials were still going on. What went wrong here?
What we have learned from the Navy sources is that the incident took place around 1 p.m. When there was a testing work going on, because this INS Kolkata was supposed to be commissioned in next few weeks. So incident took place around 1 p.m. and there was the news coming in from the Navy sources that there was some malfunctioning in the firefighting equipment which was there in the engine room, and there was a blast because of which there was a valve which come and hit on the commanding officer who is being identified as Kuntal Vajwa, and after that he was taken to the hospital. But what we are learning from the sources, he was declared dead, and board of inquiry is being ordered. Then news coming in that there was a malfunction in the firefighting equipment, and there was a sudden blast which took place around 1 p.m. And after that, the incident took the whole tragedy happened, and he was declared dead. But we are still waiting for official confirmation on the death of the officer from the Navy. Back to you.
Absolutely, Vikas. Accidents continuing to haunt the Navy. We've now learned that barely weeks after the accident on board the INS Sindhuratna that led to the death of 2 officers, now another naval officer of the rank of commander has been killed in an accident that took place at about 1 p.m. this afternoon. The accident took place on board a brand new destroyer that was yet to be commissioned for the Indian Navy. Trials were still going on. A board of inquiry has been set up. What we've learned is that the accident happened because of a possible malfunctioning of the firefighting system in the engine room of the destroyer. Vikas Mishra, correspondent from Mumbai, is getting us the latest on this story. Vikas, since this vessel hadn't been formally inducted into the Navy, who would the responsibility for the upkeep and the checks lie on?
It is the Navy themselves who have to be responsible for the whole upkeeping, and the vessel was parked at the Bombay Post Trust at Mazgaon Dock when the whole incident took place. At around 1 p.m. when the testing was going on, because it was supposed to commission in next few weeks. So last moment trial were going on when this incident took place, and the incident took place in the engine room where there's the possibility of what Navy sources are saying that there was a malfunction in the firefighting equipment. And during this whole inspection, the incident took place, and there was a sudden blast, and because of which the valve of one of the firefighting equipment came and hit onto the chest of the officer. And after that, he was taken to the Navy hospital, which is INS Ashwini in Mumbai, and where he was declared dead. What we are learning from the sources that when he was taken at around 1:25 p.m., he was declared dead. But all this information which is coming in, this is from the sources. Official confirmation of the officer dead is still been awaited from the Navy. Back to you.
All right, Vikas, hold that thought. We believe that BJP's Prakash Javadekar is also reacting to that accident.
11 महीने में 11 हादसे हुए, नौसेना के जान गई, वहां सेना की भी जवानों की जान जा रही है, उनको पास आर्टिलरी नहीं है, उनके पास अच्छे असॉल्ट राइफल नहीं है, और एयरफोर्स के पायलट, बहादुर जाबाज पायलट्स भी मर रहे हैं क्योंकि उड़ाने के लिए अच्छे विमान नहीं है, उनको ट्रेनिंग के लिए अच्छे विमान नहीं है, उसके लिए सिमुलेटर पर ट्रेनिंग होता है। तो ये जो सुरक्षा बलों की जो अनदेखी कांग्रेस सरकार ने की है, उसकी जिम्मेवारी एंटनी को लेना चाहिए और इस्तीफा देना चाहिए। See, this is absolutely a shocking news. Today, when everybody is discussing the failure of Defence Ministry in giving a new deal to the Defence Forces, today there is an accident in Mumbai wherein yet another naval officer has lost his life. We pay homage to him, but how many homages will be paying to such brave soldiers? This is absolutely unthinkable. A new warship is being built and there is an accident. If these kinds of accidents happen because it's not a foolproof plan, we have completely neglected the requirements of Navy. The Congress government has many things to answer. Last 10 years was a story of neglect of armed forces requirement, Navy's requirements and Air Force requirements, and which are not completed. Every acquisition is now there is scam in each acquisition, and therefore then the order gets cancelled and armed forces suffer. Today the Navy is suffering. There are outdated vehicles or vessels, and now today the new ship built also is a faulty exercise. Anthony.
Alright, that was BJP's Prakash Javadekar saying that the defence minister needs to put in his resignation, clearly blaming the administration for lapses. He's saying that almost 11 accidents have taken place involving naval vessels in the last 11 months. Barely a few weeks ago, we found out that 2 naval officers had lost their lives on board the INS Sindhuratna because of a battery leak, and now we're learning that another naval officer has lost his life in an accident that took place on a vessel called Kolkata. Vikas Mishra is getting us the latest. Vikas, what's the condition of the other personnel on board who've been hospitalized?
There is the good news which is coming in apart from this officer who has been the sources saying that who has been dead. Apart from that, there is no report of any other officers being seriously injured in this whole incident. That is what the good news coming in. Right now, the treatment of a few other officers who were there on board during the time of the incident is being going on in the INS Naval Hospital. This is what we are learning from the sources. And apart from that, the board of inquiry has been ordered and senior official has rushed to the spot for further investigation in this matter. Back to you.
Alright, so Vikas telling us that thankfully no other casualties, but one naval officer of the rank of commander has been killed in an accident that reportedly took place at 1 p.m. this afternoon. A shocker from the Navy once again that's been haunted by a series of accidents. And as we heard from BJP's Prakash Javadekar, there have been close to 11 mishaps in the last 11 months. Barely 2 weeks ago, there was a mishap that was reported on board the INS Sindhuratna, a submarine in which 2 naval officers lost their lives. In fact, today we'd broken the story that the reason for that mishap was zeroed in as human error, and the commander of the ship it was suggested by the preliminary report that the commander of the ship be relieved of his duties. Vikas Mishra is getting us the latest on this story. Vikas, you're also telling us that there was a reported gas leak on board this destroyer. What more details do you have about that particular aspect?
What exactly we have learned from the sources that when there was a trial going on INS Kolkata, there was sudden blast which took place into the engine room where there was a firefighting equipment elsewhere, and where there was a cylinder blast which happened, and after that blast, the valve of the carbon dioxide, whatever the cylinder was available, the valve of the cylinder hit the officer on his chest, and after that he was rushed to the hospital, and there he was declared dead. There was a sudden gas leak, but it was taken into control, and that's the reason there was no further injury or any unfortunate news which has come in, because other people who were there on board are safe, and which is being claimed by the Navy sources, and only primary treatment was given to them, and
right.
apart from that, the officer who has been supposed to be dead, which is being claimed by the sources, there is no injury which has been reported in this whole incident. Back to you.
All right, Vikas, stay on with us. We're also being joined by our correspondent Jugal Purohit, who tracks the Defence Ministry for us. Jugal, yet another mishap, and now we're being told that a commander-level officer has been killed.
Simi, I'm given to understand that he is the commander of engineering. He's an engineering officer who was there on board the ship. Now, let's just understand just where the ship is right now. The work on making the ship has been completed. As of now, the ship is between the Mazgon dock, the maker, as well as the Indian Navy's Western Naval Command, which is the user. The ship is right now being tried for the Navy so that the Navy can accept it with all the systems proven. The machinery trials of the ship were completed. When this incident took place, they were actually trying out the ship's firefighting system, which is when this particular commander rank officer, the name of which we should not be revealing right now, as his family is still being informed, he, along with 2 staff personnel from the Mazgon Dock Limited, were inside the chamber. Unfortunately, these 3 personnel had heavy degree of intake of carbon dioxide gas, on account of which I'm given to understand that asphyxia caused the death of this particular commander. 2 other personnel from the Mazgon dock, the maker of the ship, were also initially affected, but now I'm given to understand that they are absolutely safe. The ship is right now inside the harbour waters of the Mumbai Port Trust, which means she's not too far away from the coast. And what I understand from the Mazgon dock is that right now the Navy's process of trials is still going on, and they will be inquiring into this incident as to just what went wrong and just why did this particular valve malfunction.